All day long, helicopters have been going and coming from this area. This one just landed. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Shane is in that helicopter. But there have been a number of officers here looking over maps to try and see where he might be. But the heat has crews even more concerned. His family says he is a reality survival TV show fan, and this may have led him in the wrong direction. Metro's electronic surveillance equipment was being used today with officers out on boats on the Colorado River and listening to see if they could pick up a signal from his cell phone. The family was not up for talking to the media today, but they do tell us that he was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, some gray shorts, and also white sunglasses. He did have a black backpack with some water and a Bible inside. If you have any information, possibly you were hiking that day and might have noticed Shane, give the National Park Service a call. That number is 1-800-680-5851. Reporting live from Lake Mead, Chris Saldana, 8 News Now. The minute you pull up to Quanah-McCall Elementary, the message is pretty clear. Show respect. You can see right here, be courteous and polite to others. And here's a big one. Don't bully or pick on others. Students and teachers try to live by this every day. And so far, it's paid off. Metro says it is still too early to know if any charges will be filed in either of these two shootings, but they do warn as gun owners, if there is any type of negligence found, someone either being hurt or someone being killed, charges could be filed. Reporting live, Chris Saldana, 8 News Now. And Dave, you can see the outside of the Thomas & Mack. It is ready for the NFR. And tonight we introduce you to the four-legged athletes of the rodeo. They get here 3 weeks in advance, 3 weeks before the toughest cowgirls and the toughest cowboys. And they make this sporting event a huge one. I want to go ahead and show you also something that is going on this morning here on location. The driver, like I said, we did chat with him this morning, and he talked to us and said that he realized what was going on. He was able to escape. But if you can just let me see if we can pan away, there are some workers right to my right-hand side. And I can see my photographer, Tim, can just kind of pan away. I don't know if you can tell, the driver is, I'm going to ask these gentlemen to scoot over just a bit. He is behind some of these police officers. He's wearing a red t-shirt there. He is being given some field sobriety tests by NHP officers who are out here. He's been given those tests for the last 20 minutes, a number of walking tests to see if he might have been under the influence. This is possibly just a routine thing that they do in cases like this, but they are giving him some exams and tests out here, seeing what might have led to this traffic crash out here. But again, traffic will be tied up, we're told, for at least the next few hours. The southbound lane is completely closed. Just to give you an idea of just where I'm at, Washington Avenue here on the 15 southbound, typically on a morning like this, it would be busy, bumper to bumper, cars getting to where they need to be. But obviously, we are right in the middle of this roadway because of this crash that happened at about 4 o'clock, just after 4 o'clock, when that rig did turn over again, carrying 9,100 gallons of gasoline. It was on its way to make a drop off before that happened, but no one else was involved, thankfully. We're going to be out here all morning giving you updates. As soon as we learn anything, especially from these exams he might would have come out from these field sobriety tests, we'll be sure to let you know. Reporting live, Chris Saldana, 8 News Now.
Chris, we've been watching some pictures. Are there still cars that are kind of stuck there? They've been stuck there for almost 2 hours with no way to back up and nowhere to go forward because the road's closed.
Cars on the southbound lane, or because the northbound lane has been open. Are you talking about the southbound lane? Are you guys looking at pictures on the southbound lane as backup? I believe so. I can ask one of the troopers here that's with me. I know that there's still a backup. Am I correct, Trooper Elliott, on southbound lanes? Is there still a backup for cars on southbound lanes? I'm being asked by our anchors. Is there still a backup on the southbound lanes, cars that are just not realizing what's going on? So there is a backup right now. Yeah, I am being told, Dave, I just spoke to Trooper Elliott, who's been with us this morning as well, that obviously on the southbound lane, southbound I-15 at Cheyenne, there is that backup. A number of folks waking up, not realizing what's going on. So when they try to get on the 15 heading southbound is when they realize that there's going to be a backup for a few hours. So if you're just waking up, make sure you give yourself some extra driving time or take an alternate route. So again, yeah, Dave, to answer your question, that backup is happening right now. We're obviously way away from that, so I can't tell how big of a backup that is.